Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, tonight we got a lot of information on the rookie minicamp over at One Buck Place. A lot of good things came out of the minicamp the rookies took part in last week over in Tampa. It was a good week for the rookies that we had drafted in the unrestricted free agents over in One Buck Place to get out there and play. We got a running back from Shepherd that we're looking at, the Division II Russian champ. Let him get out there and run a little bit. Could be somebody we could look at in the next year. And some of the other unrestricted free agents that we signed. They look pretty good out there in what we call pajama football, in the shorts with no pads, running around, running some routes, showing the position coaches what they could do. So it came out real well, the rookie camp over at One Buck Place. No other important news to share with you this week on the Buccaneers other than the rookie camp looked good. And they had a few press conferences with the offensive line coach and Dave Canales, the new offensive coordinator, this week to explain what they were looking for so that they could prepare for next season. And the line coach came out and said that he thought that the line would be Genneke at right tackle, Munch, our draft pick, at right guard, Jensen at center, Fiedler at left guard, and Wirfs over at left tackle. That was his call for what he had as right now the line. So we can pretty much assume that's how they're going into camp in 5 weeks. So again, that's Wirfs over at the left, Fiedler, he had signed from the Chargers, at left guard, Jensen at center, Munch, Cody from Boise State at left guard, and Luke Genneke, right guard for Munch, and right tackle for Genneke. So that's what the line kind of supposed was. So it was good information from the coaches a little bit prior to the training camp, but nothing great as far as any kind of major news at One Buck Place. We'll continue to keep you posted on the Buccaneers and anything that could happen in the next show. Now we're going to go on to the Tampa Bay Rays. They've been on a 10-game road trip. They started in Camden Yards against the Orioles, had 3 there. Played the Yankees over the weekend series up in New York, split with them. Now they're playing the New York Mets in Queens. Second game of that series starts as we're taping this show. They beat the Mets last night up there in Queens. So they've got 3 games with the Mets. This is the second game starting as we were shooting the show. So they're playing pretty good ball. I'd like to see some of the hitters hit a little bit better, but they're in some pretty good high caliber teams they're playing, and they're on the road, and they've been on the road. So we're going to look forward to some victory tonight, and they won last night. And we hope that they can sweep the series and come back to Tampa, get a few days rest, and look out for the Milwaukee Brewers the following weekend, this next weekend, over at Tropicana Field. But other than that, on the Rays, they're looking real well, and they're leading the league in all statistics and record. And of course, we've got some tough competition at American League East. And now I'm going to go into NASCAR and the Lady in Black Darlington, South Carolina race this weekend. William Byron won the race on a last couple lap wreck between Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. William Byron took advantage and won that race. And so a big victory for them. At Darlington this week is North Wilkesboro. It's the all-star race for NASCAR. It's NASCAR's all-star race this weekend at North Wilkesboro Speedway. A return to North Wilkesboro for all you NASCAR fans this weekend. So tune them in, see what goes on in the first North Wilkesboro all-star race. First race at NASCAR at North Wilkesboro for a good long time. So that's what was going on in the NASCAR. And as far as the golf this weekend is the PGA Championship, which is one of the major 4 majors of golf, the Masters, PGA, and British Open, and the U.S. Open. So this is a major tournament. The LIV golfers, the Saudi Arabian-backed LIV golfers, with the PGA Tour, and it's going to be a monumentous tour and tournament. John Rahm coming off the Masters victory, the first major this year. So we hope that the PGA fares well against the LIV golfers. The first round starts tomorrow, Thursday. The final round, of course, will be Sunday. We'll keep you posted on what happens at that PGA Championship. And now I'm going to go to the questions. And the first question is from Alan. And Alan's a big Memphis Grizzly fan, and he wanted to know what I thought about John Moran and the second gun video. And Alan, I think that the commissioner will probably have to come down pretty hard on John Moran. He went out publicly and said it wasn't him, and he just wasn't the kind of guy he was in the first video. He was fined $600,000 and suspended 10 games. Hurt his team's chances. I don't think the cohesion ever was back. Now he's facing this. Now season's over with, so there's no rush to do something, but I'm sure what happened on the video won't go away. At least it wasn't John Moran that took the video of himself. It was someone else in his entourage that took a video of himself. Supposedly his entourage. But anyhow, something will happen, I think, Alan. I think he'll be suspended at least half a year. That's the only way you're going to be able to take his money. You know, and if that don't do it, then you put him out. The NBA don't need John Moran. John Moran needs the NBA. And if you guys, all of us sports talkers, Cowboy, we're going to shoot it straight. The association, the NBA, the National Basketball Association, they don't come down as hard as the other three. This time they've been checked. The commissioner did nothing the first time, and he stepped up and did it again. Or somebody did it again. It wasn't him. But Alan, good question. We'll keep you posted on John Miranda. No hurry in that. The next question is from Beth, and Beth wanted to know what I thought about Tampa's chances out at the 301 Seminole Hard Rock Casino financing the stadium for the Tampa Bay Rays. And Beth, that's a good question. The Seminole Indians have said they would build the stadium, pay it for it completely, totally, build it. Nobody had to even put one penny out. If they would call it the Seminole Casino Stadium. You know what Major League Baseball says? We can't do that. That's ridiculous. Okay, let the Indians put the sign on the roof. Let them build the stadium. They'll do it. But Tampa don't have that option because NBA and Major League Baseball won't let them do it, Beth. So that's where that lies. You check it up with the commissioner. God bless you for your question. And the next question is from Isaac. And Isaac wanted to know about Weber International University and Babson Park winning the NCAA bowling championship. Yes, Babson Park up by Lake Wales. Weber International University, a private college, won yesterday the National Collegiate Athletic Association NCAA championship in bowling. Men's bowling NCAA champion. Congratulations. It's a national championship. Lacrosse and any other sport, bowling. I know it's not a lot of teams and a lot of colleges participate in it, but it's a championship nonetheless. Congratulations to Weber College. And thank you for your question. Very interesting question. Before I move on to DJX, I'd like to congratulate the Sebring Blue Streak baseball team for advancing to the state championship with a victory last night against Lake Wales, 4-3 in Lake Wales. It was a great victory from the Sebring Blue Streaks, and they have propelled themselves to the state championship. We'll keep you posted on what goes on with the Sebring Blue Streaks. It was a magnificent victory. They've been doing great in all their sports. A couple years ago, in football, state championship was in the game. Here just a month or so ago, their softball women's team was in the regionals near the state championship, lost there. They're doing great things over at Sebring High School. Congratulations, Blue Streaks. We'll keep you posted on that state championship baseball game. DJX, what you got for me?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. Oh, yeah, congratulations, Sebring. I like to win. All right, here we go. Todd Bowles say the Bucs don't have a quarterback or a starter.
That's true. They don't have one. They don't have no starter. But, you know, Ron Gronkowski, they spoke with him today, and Ron said, Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And now Ron played with Cal Trask. I mean, nothing against Cal Trask, but let's just be realistic. Let's just say it like this. I mean, yeah, there's a competition. It's open. It's an open hole.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, sooner or later when training camp starts in July, they're going to get you padded, and it's still an open competition, and they're going to go out to practice. And in a few days, they'll determine who we're going to kind of lean with. And they might even go into preseason without a quote-unquote starter.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't be long till the players know who the starter is. I think we all know who the starter is.
Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let's just say it like this. If Kyle Trask was that, wouldn't he have been the second quarterback last year?
Already. Already.
He's got 9 yards under his belt. Do you think he's as good as the guy that's got 16,000? Do you think he's as good as the guy that took his Cleveland Browns to a playoff and won a playoff game? Ended an 18-year drought in Cleveland that they had not been, and took a team here just to the playoffs and won a game? I think he's better than that. No.
So this drama.
They don't want to tell Cal Trask you're no good. He hasn't had a lot of seat time. I mean, given that he had a lot of seat time and new routes and new coverages and knew the nuances of the game because he's been in it.
Yeah.
You can only teach so much of it till you have to get in it.
Right.
Okay? And Mayfield for 6 years has been in it. Okay? And 4 of them in Cleveland every single game as a starter. So this is
That's
the
for
6th
sure.
year. So,
That's for sure.
you know, hey, I if you want to tell Trask that it's open, that's fine.
Right.
Me and you don't believe he'll be there.
No, I don't believe it. All right, here we go. Antonio Brown to play for Albany Empire of National Arena Football League. What do you think about that?
Antonio Brown's a nut.
He is.
And being that he's crazy,
yeah.
and that they smack each other around on walls, it won't hurt him. It won't hurt him. You know, I mean, that's Antonio Brown. That's how he rolls.
Yeah.
He's a mess. Okay? He's a MESS. One of the greatest receivers ever. But he's a mess.
But he keep the drama going.
Oh, too much.
Oh yeah.
Way too much. That might be the only place he can play right now, you know. Walking off the field with the New York Jets and taking the uniform off. Maybe he made a statement. There's 32 people that run the National Football League. They're called the owners. They pay the commissioner. He works for them. They don't work for him. Okay, the commissioner works for the owners. And enough of them owners get pissed and say this ain't gonna happen. Colin Kaepernick. It don't happen. So you know, I think he never came. The chances of him coming back are slim to none, and everybody knows.
That's true. All right. Steelers add former Raiders fullback, vet NFL scout Zach Crockett to staff.
Zach Crockett was a good player for the Raiders, and I think he'll be a very good coach and help that team quite a lot. But he was a good player, very good. I always thought he was a great player.
I didn't hear much about
him. He was
it.
unheralded. You know, some of them that go by, they're unheralded, and people don't really. But they were just tough players.
Right.
Right?
He probably one of them that got away from me. All right, let's go to the board. Mason Rudolph gets number 2 jersey back. Wide receiver Hakeem Butler to wear number 21. What you think about that?
I think that's good because the last show, you know, we said Mason Rudolph had been cut, which he had been. And the other quarterback, I lost his name, but he was a developmental quarterback. He was cut too.
Right.
So we were talking about last week's show about Job Wolford with the Bucs being the 3rd quarterback. Same way Rudolph. They needed a 3rd quarterback, so they just grabbed him and said, "Come on back. We'll make you number 3." Okay. Okay. We got Pickett number 1, Trubisky number 2, and we needed number 3. You're
We'll
right.
take you. Come on in.
A little bit less money.
Right.
Okay? You want your uniform back as part of the deal? Yeah, get them your uniform back.
Get back to him. All right. Here we go. 49ers, 90-90. Jordan Mason quickly became a fan favorite. What you think?
I think Jordan Mason will be a great player for them, and they've got so many of them that even without a quarterback, with Sam Donald will probably being their quarterback, till Purdy gets well, they've got such stars, such great players that it'll be hard to beat them, and that's just another player added to the pool of the 49ers, which is a great pool.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it off right here. My team, my favorite team. Lakers can't stop Jokic.
Jokic is tough. He's a tough player.
He look it.
He don't look like it, and you know he's humble. You know when he wins, he's humble. When he loses, he's humble. You don't get too excited either way. He gets emotional, okay, but after the game he said, "We could have done better." Very different kind of guy. He's wired different.
Yeah.
But boy, when he's on the basketball court, I'm gonna tell you, y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all seen it last night.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron and AD and all of them, and they honest with themselves. This guy's quite a player.
He can play ball. He good at what he do.
We'd be glad to put him in one of our jerseys if we wanted it.
He could deliver. No doubt about it. All right. Well, that's what I got for you tonight, Cowboy.
Well, DJX, God bless you.
God bless you.
And the Lakers lost last night, but they came back and they were down 17 points. And this is a long series. They got another game tomorrow night up in Denver. Tonight it's the Miami Heat against the Boston Celtics in the first game in the East. But I believe the Lakers will find a way to slow the Nuggets down. They came back pretty good in the second half last night. They were way down in that first half. They were running that ball, running that court. We all seen it. Before I leave tonight, I want to thank Skull Gang Custom Tees, mail out at that company for this beautiful tumbler. Sports Talk with the Cowboy, exquisite. We're going to get some of these made up and give them to some of you as some prizes in some of our contests. So again, thank you for that. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch, continue to share. Leave your comments so we can ask your questions on air. Be kind to one another. We need a lot more of it. Lend a hand when you can, and if you can't, still lend one. We need it. God bless you, Cowboy out.